Hello everybody, welcome back to Goalposts. This is Never United, the podcast where we've got a Liverpool fan and we've got a United fan and we're joined by another very happy Man United fan. Everton game, let's get into it.
Take it away, you two.
One of the worst games we've seen all season, but those are the games that United have to go and win. They have to go and win those because a United under Amorim do not win that game. A United with Andre Onana in goal do not win that game.
Not with those corners they were putting in.
No, and have you ever seen a team bully a team that much from corners? I know we kind of we fought them off, didn't we? Yeah. We did really well, and that's down to the goalkeeper. So we've got to give him a mention in a sec. But that was, I think, a really solid display. Felt good.
Yeah, no, I agree.
Would you?
Yeah,
happy with that?
It's going to sound weird, but at no point will we end a threat other than the corners. You didn't feel like because
I didn't feel comfortable.
You expecting us to concede because of the way we have been for the last 10 years. But when you actually look back at that game now, is there any point where you thought United actually might concede here? I don't remember that wander left foot from Keane from nowhere.
Oh my God, doesn't that do your head in against us every single time someone's got a worldie in them?
What I would say, I can't even say from a neutral point of view because I didn't want either of you to win, but I would also say if you're an Everton fan watching that, you would probably say that bar maybe one or two instances, including the goal, that you didn't really provide them with much threat either.
We had 2 shots on target in the first half. We had 1 in the second half, which was the goal.
Sesko's second one, maybe second chance might have been it.
It didn't even shoot, did he?
Just sort of bobbled away.
I think let's get started on Sesko because it's taken a lot of bottle for him to sit on the bench and come on every time and make a big impact, and that's what he's doing, and that's all you can ask of a striker. I think we've got to settle, and I think the rest of the world got to settle on strikers that come into a new league. They're young. You shouldn't expect them to start every week. There's a lot of calls. I heard it all pre-match that Sesko should be starting. It doesn't have to happen every single week that these guys have to be starting. If he comes on, puts some good minutes in, grabs a goal, great. If we can then maybe fit him into a side, I don't know, towards the end of the season, the points might not be much at stake.
All the games like your Wolves at home, he's comfortable, he's at home, he's got the crowd behind him.
Yeah.
Don't put him into a situation from the off where there's a lot of pressure on his shoulders, away at Everton, which, whether they're playing well or not, is always a tough place to go, Goodison or Hill Dickinson. Don't put that pressure on him when you've got 3 very competent players that can play up top. And I know you wanted him on earlier, which is probably the right call, but he's able to make an impact later on in games because he is deceivingly rapid.
He's lightning quick.
So you've got Tarkowski and Michael Keane that are not exactly known for being quick. They've already played 50, 60, 70 minutes. He comes on, he can run him ragged. He did it twice.
You can say that from the other point of view where I think he should start in those types of games where it's a low block, teams will get 11 men behind the ball and it's tough to break down. Big, strong Sesko against 2 solid defenders, runs them ragged for 60 minutes. Then we put a change in and go for counter-attacking football. So I don't think it would have been wrong to start him. Yeah, I get what you're saying, like protect him. But I think today, and I think West Ham were 2 games, he probably should have started. And I said to you, he should have come on, and I would have preferred him to start today. It's just who do you drop, whether it's
hard to drop any of them.
And Burmo at the moment is frustrating. I mean, we spoke about this earlier. He's getting goals and assists and he's doing the correct things, but for 90 minutes on the pitch, he's fucking garbage.
I think Mbermo's performances have been hidden by his goals, but at the same time, I don't care.
Yeah.
Can I ask you, not to antagonise, just a genuine question? Are you still firmly in the? We did this a couple of weeks ago or months ago where we said Mbermo or Semenya. Are you still all in on Mbermo? That you'd rather have?
I've never been absolutely all in, but I would definitely have Mbermo over Semenya because only because I'm going off history. We can all judge it off this season. Before this season.
I meant like at the moment.
I mean, Semenyo's a top winger, and I would love him at United. But would I sell Mbermo to get Semenyo in? No.
Okay.
There's one player out of the 2 of them who scored 20 Premier League goals in a season, and it's not Semenyo. And as good as Semenyo's been this season, if he goes and gets 20 Premier League goals, which he may well do, then fair enough. We're looking at the same standard. And Mbermo last season was one of the best players in the league. So,
and he's doing it now.
It's very easy to move really quickly to one side or the other because of recency bias. But last season, who was the better player? Mbermo was.
We're not moving, no way. both Semenyo.
I think I would be Semenyo. Yeah,
but yeah, you can't knock his numbers.
You're not crazy for saying that, and I don't think I'm crazy for saying.
I agree.
In my,
I agree.
my
Shake hands.
And our goalkeeper, what a goalkeeper!
Yeah, very solid. Very, very solid.
Edwin van der Sar before the game and Michael Carrick actually both almost agreed when they were talking to each other that there's elements of Edwin van der Sar in Senna Lomans, and it does feel like a very calm, assured, doesn't get too up, doesn't get too down. It looks comfortable and looks like he's got the personality to be a Man United goalkeeper.
Yeah, no, I agree. He can collect balls, catch balls, he makes decent saves in games, he saved us a few times. I think he's not get carried away because he's still young. He's still got to be put under real pressure, but I think you just compare him to what we've had. It's a big,
do you not think this is the biggest pressure that he's going to face as United goalkeeper?
No.
First season, his first few games.
When we're as poor as we've been, we've had a keeper that's been absolutely horrendous. We come into next season, make a few good signs in the summer, and we might be pushing for a league. I think pressure starts then. If he makes a mistake, how does he recover? What type of keeper is he going to be then? So we've still got a lot to find out. He's still a young boy, I think. But yeah, today, quality again.
I was with you until he said that, and then I thought, do you know what? He's actually right. I was with you thinking there's not going to be any more pressure than your first season and having to come in with the expectation of you cannot be as bad as Onana. But actually, you're right. If you do finish in the Champions League, you're all of a sudden going to be in the Champions League, big nights, big moments. It's when you start facing tougher teams in Europe as well.
I don't think it'll phase him.
I
don't think it'll phase him.
No,
Mate, the way he has been, he is the epitome of calm for me. And I don't even think he needs to be a very good shot stopper or be amazing at claiming things from corners or whatever, even though he is. His handling of the ball just brings calm to everyone else.
Basics are good, aren't they?
So basic.
The amount of times, and I've almost got PTSD. For me, I don't know if you're the same. I've got PTSD from Onana where I see a ball coming in and everything in me goes tight because I'm so used to seeing our goalkeeper flap at something, cost us the game.
You look at how many times that could have happened tonight. There was 10 or 11 corners that were all put right on the keeper. Yeah. One of those with Onana is going amiss somewhere.
Or one mistake. That's a goal.
The Keane wonder strike with his left foot. Does he manage to tip that over the bar? Does he parry it back out into the middle? The Armstrong one in the first half where he goes low and to the right, I wouldn't have trusted Onana to have been in the right place, so that could have beaten him. You know, it's all these basic things that Lomans is doing that just brings calm to the defence.
Even when they had that giraffe running through in the first couple of seconds and booted it against his massive head, he still managed to be like, that's all right.
I don't even think that is his fault because Barry was miles away from him.
It's rapid as well, Mike.
Closed the gap really quick. I think the biggest compliment I could pay to Senna Lomans is nobody's talking about the goalkeeper position anymore at Man United. And that is, that says something for us because we've struggled for a long time.
Yeah, no, agree.
Other good performances, I thought Ahmad was unlucky to go off. I will say that, and I think at the time when Sesko came on, I wasn't happy to see Ahmad make way. However, obviously, it turns out that it works.
But it always works.
I did really worry for us, and I think rightly so that we don't have that presence in defence because the amount of times he wins the ball back,
he does. Presses
and
as well.
Gets back, turns the ball over. We missed that because then Everton were allowed to put that much more pressure on us.
We were confused by the sub, weren't we? We were a bit like,
and Burma had to go off, but then Burma sets up the goal. So
either of them would have been in the substitution. So I think a big shout out to Harry as well. I think Harry was quality again. He's beating Barry in the air. I don't think anyone in the Premier League's been able to do that. It just looks solid and he looks comfortable.
The game suits Harry Maguire. That is how Harry Maguire wants to play football.
And I could be wrong, but isn't that your first clean sheet?
It's United. I think it's United's first clean sheet away from home this season in the Premier League.
That's mental. So again, even your clean sheet.
When stats like that come out, I always think you're away from home. You know, there's no shame in conceding away ever. You know, I hate it when and this is in favour of United in this case, but hate it when stats, and Darren Fletcher's a nightmare for giving stats like that constantly. He's just got reams of stats, and they say, this is the first clean sheet they've had away since the start of the season. Who cares?
No,
We're
but it's
fourth
nice
in the league.
It's nice to have. It's nice to have a clean. It's nice to have a, for us, when you're conceding 2 or 3 goals a game, it's nice to have one clean sheet.
Especially when you're going away to Burnley and conceding twice, and you're going away to
losing
Forest.
1-0 at Everton at home with 10 men.
When the results aren't there, fine. If you win, if you'd have won 2-1 tonight, I couldn't.
Oh no.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
The clean sheet.
That's
but
irrelevant.
At the same
but
time, it's nice to see a solid defensive display.
And we were under pressure for a lot. Even though there wasn't many chances, like we said, it felt like we were constantly under pressure with the corners, balls into the box. So yeah, it's nice to have a clean sheet.
Unfortunately, Casemiro's worst game of the season, and I think Bruno Fernandes had a really poor game as well. But again, these two have been our best players this season, Casemiro and Bruno Fernandes, and to win, despite them having their worst games of the season, again, that just breeds more confidence in the team that we don't need our best players to perform necessarily to get a result. Yeah. Michael Carrick can feel a little bit easier when he knows that he's got 11 players that are all willing to go and win the game rather than just 2.
It's not a big talking point, and we spoke about it during the game, but a couple of months ago or weeks ago, I was talking about Bruno Fernandes and when he lets himself down sometimes. And that moment where Tyreek George is bursting through and Bruno turns to the ref mid-run, which clearly slows him down, to gesticulate to the referee rather than track his man. You said correctly, he probably wasn't going to catch him anyway. So either he's had a head loss moment, which is just, for me, not unforgivable in the sense that, it cost you the game. I don't want to see my captain doing that. Or he's been very clever, realised he's not catching him, so he's diverted the attention to the ref.
I think that's more likely.
You think?
I think he realised he's not going to catch him. He needs to then turn around and affect the game in the only way he can by putting pressure on the ref that he did get the ball. And in my opinion, he did get the ball, and I thought it was a fair challenge. He ended up getting booked for it, which is ridiculous.
Could have also been the running away doing this.
There's the advantage. As soon as he did that, you knew he was coming back for a booking for that type of tackle. It's definitely going to be hard.
Imagine we concede there.
This was
kind of my point. A lot of fingers do then get pointed at Bruno. So, it's a fine line, and I don't love it, but I do think he's trying to be clever. I realise I'm not going to catch the player. How can I affect the game? Can I affect the referee, make him make a decision or put him under pressure to make a decision?
It wasn't necessarily a dig. It's hard to dig when you've won a game. It was more just that. I couldn't really give you many concrete examples when I was talking about it. That is exactly what I meant. Yeah. Those moments where I look at it and go, I don't know if I could have him as my captain. Only for those moments.
Yeah, absolutely good.
But then you do look at those moments, and again, it's confirmation bias. You're looking for reasons why you don't want to see all the good things.
Yeah,
exactly.
Yeah.
So when we look at the league table, we're 4th. We are gaining ground on Arsenal.
We entertain him.
Right, guys. We win our game in hand. It's down to 10 points. Arsenal lose to Chelsea and City. We win our games. It's down to 4 points.
How many points
all of a sudden
dropped this season so far?
You are not. Unfortunately, you're not going to go and win every game between now and the end of the season with on the back of performances like that. You're not.
I think to win a game like that when we've been awful. That's our worst performance.
On that one. I think when you have a performance like that and you still come away with a win away from home at Everton, who were all right this season, I think that's a good result.
Of course, it's a good result.
West Ham isn't.
Of course, it's a good
result. Is that not the game that makes you feel a little bit more confident in that we will finish really strongly?
For me, it's because you've got that in you now. You've got one of those in you. West Ham, Everton, they are in you. The actual performance against a better team. Everton are very physical and they're very direct in lumping the ball forward. A couple of more technical players might be a different story tonight. It's not. You've got 3 points. I'm not taking anything away from that. I'm just thinking, for me, like I was all in. I put in my group chats that I thought Liverpool had turned a corner after the Brighton FA Cup win, after the Newcastle win and all that sort of thing. That Forest performance has set me back now because I'm thinking that's in us. That's still in us. Whereas I thought we might go on a run and get top 4, top 5.
I really did. And I still think that, by the way. I still think Liverpool are going to be absolutely fine. There's a difference between the Liverpool result 1-0 away and United 1-0 away. I don't think we were as poor as you, but I also don't think we were fantastic at all.
I don't think you'll find a team that will be as poor as we were in that
game.
The
way we won our game and the way you won your game, though, you won it in the last minute, and it's a bit like that can spur you on that bit more. And I think there's a lot of momentum to come from Liverpool. I think you can have a strong finish to the season. You've got a nice run of fixtures. I don't see you losing many games. I think you've got West Ham at the weekend. You go into that. Then it's almost like we hit Palace, Villa, maybe Brentford, I think then Leeds. We've got teams that we should beat. But I do think Liverpool's run of fixtures might be a little bit easier than United's, and I do think that it's going to be really close. We might have kept the gap, but I don't see it lasting that long.
I said to you before we came on that I wanted you to lose tonight, but not in the age-old hatred for United wanting you to lose just for the sake of it. It's more. It means there's more to it now. It's about, if we can finish above you, then there's probably a very good chance we automatically qualify for the Champions League without needing the 5th spot. That's where it comes.
Do you think both Man United and Liverpool finish above Villa?
Yes.
Why are you so confident about that?
I think the cream always rises to the top, sort of thing. I think that we've both got better squads. We've both got more history of finishing in these positions and know what it takes.
Managers. I think Emery's a good manager.
I do think
of the 3 teams, Villa have got the best manager.
Probably. However, they've also got the manager that's notorious for being desperate to win European competitions, and whilst they're still in that, he will go harder on that than wanting to be
I think
in a top 4. And
he
I think
would take winning a trophy. I think he would take winning the trophy over top 4.
I think all Villa fans should. I think every single Villa fan should
completely agree. I couldn't agree more.
Should be all in on saying, look, it would be really nice to finish in the automatic Champions League spots, but if we can win a European trophy, we are going for that.
Think about the money for the club. They're getting good players through the door. Your Rashfords and the players that Asensio's are getting through the door that are decent players. They haven't quite been the level that some of the other top 4 teams are. They go and get in the Champions League and have a wedge to spend in the summer. I think that's massive for them.
Don't think
As
they'll
a
have
fan,
a wedge.
trophy would be great, but I think for money situations,
What do you play football
I was
for?
about to say the owners will want Champions League without a shadow of a doubt.
Chance to get better chances to winning trophies in the future.
You've got to take the bosses there.
Aston Villa will not win the Champions League. They're not going to win the Champions League in
They
my
probably
lifetime.
won't even get out of the group stage.
What is the point is in getting and qualifying for the Champions League, then getting knocked out in the group stages?
And they play Champions League football. You can say
Vince,
about Newcastle and they've qualified. Look at Tottenham. Tottenham finished winning last season. And they
but the money for what?
To sign better players so they don't get knocked out.
So they can then win a
away.
trophy. It's a cyclical thing. You might as well go and try and win. Do everything you can to win a trophy now when you've got the strongest chance. When you're in a European competition, when you're probably the strongest.
I don't disagree with you, but the argument was you think he's going to prioritise winning a trophy over Champions League.
It's Unai Emery. I think he would.
In Europe, mate, he will.
I'd be very surprised.
His history
I don't think
with
Villa fans
competition.
would let him, with the gap that they had created, get away with not finishing inside the top 4. I think they'd be livid.
Any Villa fans that would concrete and point blank to anyone's face say, I would 100% prefer to finish in the top 4 than win a trophy this season, I think are absolutely bonkers.
You don't deserve anything.
Because why, as a fan, yes, okay, you could say, but for the long-term project, for this, for that, the other. Look at Palace, look at West Ham. You win a trophy, their long-term project is then absolutely scuppered straight away because you automatically think you're going to go on to bigger and better things.
Bigger clubs than both.
Of course they are.
They haven't got the money though. It's
my
like,
point precisely.
West Ham's a good point though. Even with that money, and how can you guarantee they're going to spend it? These teams, especially when you win
because Villa have got a decent base, a good manager.
They're also up to their eyeballs in PSR that they wouldn't be able to.
I think
they
need the money.
Yeah, but even with the money, I don't think they'll be able to. I think now's the biggest time to win a trophy, and I think
just go and win it.
Yeah,
just go and win it. Have your day out. You ask any of those West Ham or Palace fans now, what do they enjoy more? Qualifying for the next competition up because they finished in a certain place, or because they won the trophy, or actually winning the trophy.
100%. What would you take right now? Champions League football or winning the FA Cup?
Come on, contradict yourself, please.
Contradict
yourself.
There's context.
No.
Of course there is.
No.
Villa haven't won a trophy in
Let
God
them
knows how
cook.
long. Villa haven't won. I say it from a Villa perspective because they haven't won a trophy in God knows how long. I love Wembley trips. I've done 5 or 6 with Liverpool. I absolutely love them. They're brilliant. We need win the FA Cup. I'd rather have a trophy.
Fair.
I'd rather have a trophy.
I agree.
Champions League, win the Champions League, you can put us in 17th, a point of relegation.
If there's a team that could be the worst team in the Premier League and still win the Champions League, it's Liverpool. So it
drives me nuts.
Yeah.
Okay, and then in terms of the race, obviously we've got Palace, you've got, like I said, West Ham, both seeing 3 points, no points lost.
I don't. Yeah,
no places gained.
As much as it.
Are you away or home?
Home. Oh, yeah. As much as it didn't fill me with confidence. 6 minutes after we'd won, and I had that worry that we got that in us, I immediately thought we don't lose to West Ham on Saturday, which is a dangerous.
They're dogfighting, aren't they?
Yeah, I don't think you will.
I said dogfighting, but I can't see you losing.
I think West Ham maybe have turned the corner, but I still think Anfield it'll be 1 or 2-0. I'm going with. I'll go 2-0.
Be a big sign.
3-1.
What are you going for?
I've gone
1-1.
I've gone -1 on the weekend treble, so I've kind of got to.
United home to Palace.
They're really off form and they're kicking off with the
I
manager.
don't know what Palace we're going to get. That's the problem.
Well, I do, because they'll have they've got midweek against that Farmers, whatever Europa
They
League.
struggle after Europe, don't they?
Yeah,
I
I'd
didn't
never
even
won a
think
game
about
after
that.
winning a play midweek
and they
game.
drew, and they drew 1-1, so they have to go and win, or they have to.
Yeah,
put
they
in
can't
performance.
rest any players.
Can't rest anyone because they have to go and win. So you'll have an easy game against
3-0
Palace.
United. And it's not like me to go bold. 3-0
I
United.
don't disagree.
Home, aren't we, as well?
I'd probably happy to go that.
Yeah, you'll come in with me.
Glasner hates the fans. The fans hate Glasner.
I actually feel real sorry for him.
What?
Like, Palace are a tiny little club and he's taken them to European football and they've all completely turned on him because he said he's not happy because they've sold their 3 best players. You've left me with nothing and you're expecting me to win the Europa Conference League, get top 4 Premier League. The fans are deluded.
He's also refused to sign a contract and then said that
I don't blame him because they've sold the best players.
before that.
I'm with him.
No, before all of this, before
I
January,
think-
he said he wasn't going to be there at the end of the season.
He said
Why
he
would
didn't know. He said they didn't know because they're selling my best players and they're not replacing them, and
It
they
was
haven't.
Mark
I think
Gay,
he's-
the Mark Gay situation kicked a lot of things off and unearthed a lot of things that obviously Glasner was not happy with. If you're not going to back him in the transfer market at that time, I know they did in January, but they did it off the back of Mark Gay leaving. You should feel as a manager, you've done that for the club. You've won a massive trophy for the club, the first trophy for the club, and then the fans, the
First
board,
2, you got the Community Shield.
the fans and the board are not backing you. And I know, obviously, the Palace fans will probably say, no, we back Glasner and everything. And bear in mind, they've just spent a small fortune in January as well. I don't think either side is completely right about this. I think both sides have acted a little bit.
I'm biased because I can't stand him over
I think the respect as
ultimatum
well.
over Gay, and then saying that if they
You're
sanction-
just hurt from the
yeah,
Liverpool
without
side
a
of it.
shadow.
I think there should be respect on his name for not walking out. Most managers would have gone, "Suck this." I think he's going to.
No, he's trying to get sacked.
Yeah, of course he is. But I don't think he wanted to walk out and like he owed something to the fans. And now the fans are turning. The board haven't backed him. He's gone. This is embarrassing, and you're ruining my legacy that I've made at Crystal Palace. I think Palace fans should just thank you.
I
off you
agree.
go.
He came out and he said that people need to remember where this club came from.
he's right with that.
This is a championship club,
Yeah.
10 years ago?
Yeah.
And now they're winning European trophies under me.
He nearly went bust.
How dare you come at me? And I think he's right. But I do think we'll win comfortably 3-0. What are you going with, Vince?
I think we'll concede.
not that
probably
deep, mate.
stupid 3-1.
3-1, what are you having?
3-0.
Oh,
Deep.
okay.
Palace
guys.
not going in pre-lose then, is it?
That is
Palace.
that is the end of the show.
No, it's not. Got a nice thing for you here.
Brandon saved something. He sent me a message saying, I've got something for you for the episode this week. Go on.
Good clip. Off the back of the best player in the league, Bruno Fernandes' all-time stinker tonight. No. What I want to do is I want you to stay silent until you hear a better player than Bruno Fernandes.
You know I'm going to be biased on this.
I won't be biased. So
Socrates, Hadji, Rivaldo, Laudrup, Hullet, Baggio, Zico, Di Stefano, Kaká.
No, Kaka's better.
yeah, Kaka. A lot of those players are way before most of our time.
yeah.
All of these are retired,
Yeah.
just so you know.
Rivaldo, I probably would have called straight away.
Rivaldo's probably the closest that I could say I saw, but I'm talking when I'm 5-6 years old.
Baggio was quality. Everyone you speak to,
I never saw Baggio play.
I never did, but apparently he was amazing. There's a lot of players there that we can't.
There was more on this list.
Go on, hit me.
Lampard,
Lampard's better.
Gerrard,
Gerrard's better.
De Bruyne,
De Bruyne's better.
Ronaldinho,
Ronaldinho's
Oh,
better.
God.
Iniesta,
Iniesta's better.
Bobby Charlton,
Bobby Charlton I never watched.
Zidane,
Zidane's better.
Cruyff,
Cruyff I never watched.
Maradona.
Maradona I never watched. But this is the thing. I could easily sit there and do it for bait. I think a better question would be ask me that now with current players.
I was going
And you
to...
might get a little bit more of a biased response from me.
Or players from our time like your Ronaldinho's that we did grab
The
watching.
reason I went with ex-legends of the game is because I was hoping I was going to say someone like a Zidane, and it would make you go, That's what I was hoping. I thought them because of how much you love him. I thought you're actually very honest and pretty correct about all of them. I did think there was going to be a few where
Rivaldo
had
me. The rest, everything you said after Rivaldo was gone over my head. I was just thinking Rivaldo definitely was. So I can't know why I didn't say anything.
I don't think Rivaldo was.
No, I don't think Rivaldo was.
Quality. Here's one.
Go on.
Ronaldinho or Neymar? 'Cause I've seen this debate over.
Neymar.
Ronaldinho. Do you remember how good he was?
We went in the last episode. We went through all his best goals, and what a player!
Incredible.
You have any idea how many goals Neymar scored for Brazil? How many goals he scored in his career for a wide
scoring
player?
them from
I
16.
know Neymar was quality, but Ronaldinho was a different special player.
I actually don't think we've seen a player like Neymar in our lifetime. And I don't think we've seen a player like Ronaldinho either. Maybe Messi's probably the closest, but Neymar's such a different animal.
Okay, let's get another clip then, so you can choose which one you want to use. Stay silent until you hear a better player than Bruno Fernandes.
He's asking me to be biased. Yeah. I know he is.
Dejan Kulusevski, Sanche, Pedro Goncalves, Justin Kluivert, Bernardo Silva.
Oh, I'd probably say Bernardo Silva. He's quality.
Charles de Ketelaere, Fermin Lopez, Isco, Xavi Simons, Morgan Gibbs-White, Nico Paz, Arda Güler, Phil Foden, Danny Olmo, Rayan Cherki, Martin Odegaard, Morgan Rogers, Eberechi Eze, Dominic Szoboszlai, Florian Wirtz, Cole Palmer, Jamal Musiala, Jude Bellingham.
Yeah, Jude's better.
Do you know what's supposed?
That was the last one on the list.
He said Cole Palmer was better than Bruno the other day in a conversation. He said he would take Cole Palmer over Bruno. We had this conversation the other day.
I think if you offered me Bruno Fernandes at his age or Cole Palmer in terms of an asset for Manchester United, I think you'd be silly not to take Cole Palmer. But I think Bruno Fernandes is so hard to replace. But I think Cole Palmer, you got another 8 years of peak Cole Palmer. And Cole Palmer, people forget, he's one of the best players in the league.
I'm just glad it was me that thought about that first, because if you'd have done that to me with Florian Wirtz, I'd have been murdered.
Do you think Bernardo Silva is better than Bruno Fernandes?
I honestly think that's really close. No, I think Bernardo Silva's unbelievable.
What he's done his career at City, he's been incredible.
We can't be... Look at what Bernardo... Yeah, you're right. Look at the trophies he's won still. And I actually think he's having one of the best seasons of his career.
Started poorly.
Right now.
He started really poor, and now he's quality.
This isn't a Man City podcast.
Yeah. No, it's not. And I am going to say, because this very much counts for Liverpool and Manchester United, I cannot stand, and it's come out recently with the Van Dijk and Terry and Vidic and Ferdinand, I cannot stand when someone talks about player against player when trophies, unless they're individual trophies, when they talk about team trophies like titles and things like that, I cannot stand it that they use that in the argument, because you are talking about a collective, and Jermaine Pennant was having it with Jamie O'Hara and Cundy, and he said, which is what I've always said, is that Scott Carson has got Champions League medals, and but he has got them.
But this isn't the argument they're using. You're comparing Scott Carson. It's like, yes, if you're comparing Scott Carson versus Jordan Pickford, Scott Carson isn't a better goalkeeper than Jordan Pickford. However, he has more trophies. If you then are comparing Van Dijk versus Terry, trophies are relevant.
Why though? Because when you're talking about their individual, so what Jermaine Pennant said was,
both have been absolutely crucial in winning those. Scott Carson has got them as a byproduct of being part of a team, whereas Virgil van Dijk and John Terry have got them because they've been incremental to the side that's gone on and won it.
Fine, but it's when it comes in as like the sticker, the kicker, the thing that solves all. Yeah, when. And Jermaine Pennant was quite right in saying, and I'm not getting into that debate now, but he was quite right in saying, okay, so let's compare it like stat for stat or with your eye test, who's faster, whatever. And he was going through all these individual things when you compare a player to a player. and saying that he was saying that Van Dijk is better than him at this, Van Dijk's better than him at this. And then straight away, and this isn't between us, this is just, it frustrates me straight away. Oh yeah, but look at the trophies Terry's won. That's not an out for when someone's providing you with factual information about headers, about duels and all this sort of stuff.
The Terry problem versus Van Dijk, I think, is something that you can't write on paper and you can't show in a graph what Terry was better at, because Terry's abilities up here are the best I've seen of any centre-back ever in the Premier League. Van Dijk can't compare on that. I don't think Vidic can compare. I don't think Rio Ferdinand can compare. So it's not a biased opinion. I'm not a Chelsea fan. John Terry up there is elite mentality, read the game better than anyone else I've ever seen a centre-half do. In terms of his ability with both feet, if you want to compare them, I think John Terry is right up there, maybe even better than Van Dijk as well. So if you... but why'd you laugh at that?
Because I wasn't saying... it was just about the trophy argument. I literally said I don't want to get into the argument about Van Dijk and Terry.
No, but that's what the debate was.
What?
You're saying that you can't compare trophies. You can't say, you can't compare trophies and then back out the argument. Your argument is... No, you just
backing out of an
you
argument.
can't drop the bomb and then go, I don't want to argue about it.
No, but you're talking. No, I'm just saying I can't stand that trophies are the kicker.
But they are. My argument is they are. There is.
Get to the point then. Going on about he's the best up here and he's the fantastic and left foot and right foot.
Well,
he's
he is.
way better.
Well,
that's
he
got
is.
nothing to do with
we
what
can
I'm
either
saying.
sit here and have a debate about it, or we can sit here and listen to you whine about trophies. The idea about trophies.
Well, Vidic won 2 individual trophies, so that makes him better than Van Dijk.
That argument I'll take. But I'm not having team trophies. I'm not having as a throwaway comment of he's won loads. He's won loads.
Van Dijk, how crucial was Van Dijk to winning your first Premier League?
Yeah, crucial.
How crucial was Van Dijk to winning your second Premier League?
He was all right.
So those trophies carry the weight. They carry weight.
Of course you have a big impact on it, but it's also a 38-game season where lots of people score last-minute goals that have all contributed, where Van Dijk will have a bad game, Terry would have had a bad game in some of them and gets pulled out of the mud with something else. It's a 38-game season.
Take Van Dijk out of that team, to Liverpool win any of those Premier Leagues?
I don't understand why...
Take Van Dijk out of the team, do they win any Premier Leagues?
Probably not. I know you had Salah, but no.
They don't.
No.
They don't.
You replace him with a normal centre-back.
I think we could.
My argument for that was that...
Not in the City ones, but last season.
Winning those trophies carry weight for those individuals because they are so crucial to winning those trophies. John Terry is a massive part of Chelsea winning those trophies.
Do you think Van Dijk's better than Terry?
But they also...
He does, and that's probably why you're going with the trophy debate.
Your personal... Obviously, it's all opinions.
You've got to remember...
Do you honestly think...
Liverpool fans don't like the trophy debate because Gerrard's never won a Premier League. This is why they go hard on it.
I think the fact that Gerrard never won a Premier League trophy actually makes him even better than everyone else.
That's a way to end it. Thanks, guys. Thank you so much for joining us this week. We've been Goalpost. You've got Was Goalpost, Vince Goalpost, and Alex Goalpost. We're on all socials, TikTok and Instagram. You can find us on the go if you want to listen to us on Spotify and Apple, Goalpost. And if you haven't already, subscribe to the channel, like the video. Thanks, guys.
Wish me luck.
Just say the...
Oh, yeah. Love you.